We have now started our information session. I'm Andrew Cluley, Director of Communications, and welcome to the Information Center session about summer learning programs. Dr. Swift, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, good evening and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is a first of a series of community information sessions, and we appreciate you being a part of this evening if you're live. And we'll also be posting this on our website so that it's available for everyone to view. We are so excited for a summer 21, just an extraordinary summer of learning together in Ann Arbor. You see an amazing team on this call this evening, and they are our leaders in BEST in terms of summer learning 21. This is our second summer to really just expand and enhance and enrich summer learning, including specialized programs for our students with special needs, both students on IEPs and our students who are English language learners. We also have programs at elementary, at middle school, and at high school. We know that our students and families have a variety of needs when it comes to summer learning. And for some, it's about maybe reviewing and catching up a little bit from this COVID year. For others, it may be about advancing their skills. And we know that everyone appreciates summer in terms of enrichment and other bonus opportunities. What I really appreciate about the team in front of you is that they've thought in very different ways, innovative ways, about how to make summer learning really take on that attitude of summer. It is certainly rigorous and critical thinking, and it is also fun and adventure. Speaking of adventure, we also have a full slate of enrichment programming. And if you'd like to check more information on that, it's at a2reced.org, a2reced.org, or you can go directly from our A2 Schools website to really see all of the amazing enrichment activities that will be available, summer camps throughout this summer of 2021. So with that, I'll get out of the way and let you hear directly from our folks who've done this work of planning and building a summer program that is really about reconnecting, re-engaging with our students, and moving a great summer forward toward a full fall 2021 back to school launch. With that, Ms. Dawn Linden, Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, is here to help us get started, to introduce the team, and really be off to the races. You know, Andrew, I'm also excited as soon as these guys are done overviewing to really get to our live questions from the audience. That's really the focus of our time together this evening. So with that, thank you so much, team, for all your incredible work. It is always summer on this summer learning team, and I appreciate that you've been busy on top of your COVID challenge, also designing an amazing learning opportunity for spring. Miss Linden.
Thank you so much, Dr. Swift, and all of our community members who are here tonight and watching this recording. It's our pleasure to bring you an overview of the many summer programs that we are offering to students, most of which are free of charge. So we're very excited about it. We're going to begin with our introductions, and I'm going to move right to my partner, Kevin.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Carr. I'm Executive Director of Teaching and Learning, and we've got a great lineup of summer programming for you and your kids.
Laura Catalano, Principal of Summer Learning Institute Adventure Games.
I'm Belista Bass. I am another principal at the Summer Learning Institute Adventure Games.
I'm Allison Epler, and I'm one of the principals for Remote Learning Expeditions.
I'm Sarah Szymanski, and I am the other principal for Remote Learning Expeditions.
I'm Mike Summerton. I'm one of the lead principals for Secondary Summer School.
Hi, I'm Angela Noon. I'm the principal of the Middle School Summer Challenge.
Good evening. I'm Ryan Supel. I am the principal of the Scarlet Summer Learning Academy.
Hello and good evening. I'm Dan Hilliard. I'm the high school summer school principal.
Good evening. I'm Marianne Fedician, Executive Director of Student Intervention and Support Services.
Good evening. I'm Sarah Pope. I am the Summer Program Coordinator for Student Intervention and Support Services.
And I want to thank this amazing team for being here with us tonight. And without further ado, we're going to hop into the overview. And we very much look forward to taking your questions. Here we go.
AAPS is incredibly excited to host 3 elementary programs this summer, including Summer Learning Institute Adventure Games, which is invited students only, Remote Learning Expeditions, which is our open enrollment program, and A2 Virtual Elementary Summer Success Program, which is our open enrollment program.
The Summer Learning Institute Adventure Games program runs 2 parts, in-person and remote asynchronous. Students in this program are K 1, 2, 3, 4. This program will focus on maintaining extending literacy and math skills by providing targeted lessons to meet individual interests and needs of students. The program is a Monday through Friday program that will run from July 5th, 2021 through July 30th, 2021.
Thank you for the opportunity to share about remote learning expeditions. With open enrollment for all students, families can choose to enroll students in the AM or PM session this year. This helps to allow for flexibility for our families. This program offers a synchronous remote learning experience and is open to all AAPS currently enrolled Y5 through 4th grade students. The daily learning experiences will include a morning meeting, a core learning expedition lesson, badge assignments, enrichment activities, and a special. There will be 4 week-long sessions throughout July, and families can choose to enroll in 1, 2, 3, or all 4 of our weeks.
Thank you, Allison. The Summer Learning Institute and Remote Learning Expedition programs will continue to utilize lessons crafted last spring. Students will engage in high-interest lessons, and students will learn through core learning adventures, which are learning experiences that focus on culturally responsive teaching and social-emotional learning, small group instruction that provides opportunities for students to receive additional support, badge assignments, which let students show mastery of the lesson content. Upon completion, students will earn a learning badge, enrichment experiences that expand beyond the lesson to enhance students' knowledge, and specials area learning experiences, which will include art, library, music, PE, and PLTW specials. Now, Mr. Carr will share about the A2V Summer Success Program.
Hi, everybody. This one is a new offering that we have in the Ann Arbor Public Schools for the first time this summer. It is an asynchronous learning opportunity. Students will be able to work at their own time, in their own ways, individualized, flexible. It's self-paced. It does focus on reading and math. And it will last for 6 weeks. It's open to any student in the Ann Arbor Public Schools, young 5s through 4th grade. You can sign up on the website right now. And there's going to be some welcome sessions that are coming up. They're listed June 30th and July 1st. A little bit more about that program because it is new. There will be some focus on reading in particular, and you'll see that part of it. It's a 4-day cycle. So each week there's going to be some focus on day 1, 2, 3, and 4 on reading. Interspersed with that, on the far right of that screen, there's 2 apps in particular that students in Ann Arbor are familiar with, Lexia and Dreambox. So that's going to be a part of all of it. And there will be some virtual field trips. So it is asynchronous. However, there are going to be synchronous check-ins with the teachers periodically and as needed. So it's going to be a really exciting program in addition to those first 2 that you heard about.
At the middle school level, we have an incredible variety of outstanding summer learning opportunities for students, from concept recovery, ESL, and music programs to high school transition and bridging programs. The team has been hard at work iterating and improving our already phenomenal programs for this year. We want to start off with Angela Newings, principal of our middle school summer challenges.
Good evening. The Middle School Summer Challenge is a 3-week interdisciplinary series of learning challenges, especially designed for students in grades 5, 6, and 7. Students will engage in authentic learning experiences that extend their knowledge in literacy and mathematics and develop problem-solving skills and critical thinking skills. Emphasis will also be placed on social-emotional learning. Our focus, as you can see on the screen, and our math focus will be applications of data analysis, application of ratios and proportions. And in literacy, we will focus on gathering evidence, building an argument with evidence, and presenting evidence. We will also be using Dreambox and Lexia reading programs to support student growth. The programs will run July 12th through July 29th, Monday through Thursday. We have 2 options available. We have one group that are invited to participate in the program. They will be taking the classes at Pioneer High School in person from 8 to 12 a.m. Monday through Thursday. Lunch will also be provided. Transportation is available to those groups of students who qualify for transportation. We also have a remote option available to all students who would like to enroll in that program. And those classes will take place from 9 to 10:30 a.m. and they will be synchronously taught in that program.
I'm excited to share our plans for our joint Summer Learning Academy and Summer ESL Academy. The Summer Learning Academy services students in grades 5, 6, and 7 who will attend Scarlet for the 2021-2022 academic year. The Summer ESL Academy services multilingual students across the district in grades 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Classroom teachers and EL teachers are currently in the process of identifying and inviting students via phone and email. We are excited to be at Huron High School. Our curriculum team is working hard to build an interdisciplinary curriculum focused on math and literacy skills that utilizes our proximity to Gallup Park. The program will run from June 21st through July 9th, Monday through Friday. We are also thrilled to continue our partnership with the University of Michigan via the Mitchell Scarlett Teaching and Learning Collaborative.
And I have the pleasure of speaking to you about our summer music program. This program has been in existence for a while, and it is really exciting. It's an opportunity for students in grades 5 through 12 to participate in instrumental music during the summer. The program runs from June 14th to July 24th, and it is a Monday through Thursday program. This is one of the few programs we'll speak about tonight that does have a cost. The cost is $150 per class. However, we want to make sure our entire community knows that scholarships are available and we never turn students away. So you can see the classes available here, and we are very excited to see enrollment in that program very soon.
Our summer offerings at the high school level offer students in-person and remote learning options to recover credit, improve grades, and earn initial credit. Over the last several years, we have added bridging programs to help students with transition to high school. We are very excited to show you our latest addition to the summer student supports tonight, the High School Bridge program. We're also bringing back our popular free SAT program. As you can see from this slide, we've developed a robust set of supports for all students. The Ann Arbor Public Schools Summer Program represents one of the most comprehensive and successful summer learning opportunities in the state of Michigan. Dr. Dan Hilliard is here to discuss our high school summer school program.
Good evening. We are excited to offer in-person credit recovery summer school at Pioneer High School. Our program focuses on the learning sciences and concepts that support culturally relevant pedagogy, including building student relationships, reflection, meeting students where they are, and small group learning. We are excited that the overwhelming majority of our dedicated staff are all returning to a learning environment that promotes creativity, collaboration, and shared leadership. We are focused on student and staff safety, connecting with students and connecting with parents in our community. This summer, we will follow the Super 6 guidelines at all times and have added a full-time on-site school nurse for our programs. We are committed to connecting with our students This includes dedicating a day for each teacher to meet individually with every student enrolled in their class to get to know them better and their best learning style. Small class sizes allow us to focus on a more personalized approach to learning. This includes working in small groups. Opportunities for students to reflect on their learning weekly. This allows teachers to better know where they're at, including questions like, what did you learn this week? How did you learn? And what did not work for you? And most important is working with our staff and community assistants to continuously monitor and communicate each student's progress in the courses. This continuous monitoring of our student progress allows us to connect with our parents. Connecting with our parents is key to the success of our summer credit recovery program. We will also host a parent Zoom meeting on June 17th before the start of our program to connect with parents and as well provide parents access to our summer school Power School program so they also can monitor their students' attendance. We offer a number of core classes this summer and are excited for the addition of our world language class, Spanish. We also offer a number of Edgenuity courses to allow students that are in the position to catch up or recover academic credit. On the last slide is a brief breakdown of the AM and PM session for summer school. Please note that a student can only take one class in the morning session and one class in the PM session, but they can take one class total for the entire day. Students can make up a total of 1 credit in summer school, and the courses are determined by our summer school counselors and the student's school counselor. We look forward to our continued success in the credit recovery program. Mr. Somerton will discuss the summer school extension programs.
Actually, Kevin Carr, go ahead.
Thank you. So we've got a set of programs we're going to tell you about next that are extensions of the summer program that are designed specifically to meet the needs of students as they move from the middle school 8th grade moment into high school and to promote success. The first of this is called English Learner Bridge, otherwise known as EL Bridge, and it's designed for students who are currently in 8th grade and they're also identified as English learners. And so this program is going to be set up for to promote that success from middle school to high school. It runs July 12th to the 23rd. And what's important about that is students who are participating in this program can also participate in the middle school summer challenges. And so that's a nice way to have continuity throughout the summer and learning. Next, we're going to talk about students who are moving from 8th grade into high school and promoting success in the math environment. And so this is another program like EL Bridge that's an invitation program. And so we're going to be making sure that we're inviting students to this, again, July 12th to the 29th. Students can participate with this along with middle school summer challenges. And if this is a program that your student is being invited to, you'll get that invitation. I should also mention that these two programs, EL Bridge and Academic Youth Development, are both in-person programs. Just like Dr. Hilliard mentioned, Super 6 is all in play here. We've got really robust plans to make sure students are taken care of and safe in the summer school face-to-face environment.
This is our brand new bridging program, High School Bridge. This is really piggybacking the board and Dr. Swift's commitment to transition with our 9th grade deans who have been integral in planning the program. Students will have a highly engaging, full-on interdisciplinary project-based 3-week program in summer. And then the core component of this is a mentorship that will last 4 years with a staff member at the high school and each of these students. There will also be a peer 2-year mentorship, a partnership with parents, social emotional supports, and other soft skill development. And our goal in this is to impact high school academic readiness, graduation rates, course completion, and really the arc to college for students. So this is a program that we're very excited about to give a chance for students and families to access our school in a different way and have a mentor to walk them through that process. Next slide. The SAT prep program is back again this summer. It's virtual and housed in Schoology. We want to give our juniors and seniors an opportunity to take advantage of free research-based SAT prep materials. Students have had remote support in the form of online assessments, tutorials, materials, webinars, and office hours. Students will work independently at their own pace and leisure, but will have access to several webinars and office hours with AAPS staff for those that need more focused assistance in creating and linking accounts, navigating platforms, and building key SAT test-taking strategies in math, reading, and analytical skills. Once registration is open, juniors and seniors will be given an opportunity to register through a form placed on our summer school website. School Messenger and high school principals' weekly communications will reinforce that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Summerton. I have the pleasure of speaking about A2 Virtual and the summer options. And we're very proud to be offering again, just as we did last summer, the opportunity for students who would like to retake a course, either for a higher grade or who received one of these credit codes, so not quite earning the credit this year and looking to retake that course. So that course will be available free. It could have been a course from first semester or second semester. It's important that the community knows that A2 Virtual is fully asynchronous. And so students will be working at their own pace. They will have the support of a teacher for check-ins, but it is an independent self-paced program. And there are some new ones this year. New options have been added to the list and the mix and the menu. And so you'll see those in the third bullet here: yoga, some middle school core and middle school electives to round it out. So there will be courses available for students in grades 6 through 12. And you'll also see that students who are looking to take a course, an additional course, or perhaps an elective they don't have room for in perhaps their fall schedule, those courses again are offered at a reduced price of $100 off. So for A2 Virtual courses, our own AAPS courses are $169, and Michigan Virtual, which opens up some other possibilities to students, are available for $279 a course. And now we'll shift over to Dr. Fedishin and the special education summer opportunities.
Thank you, Ms. Linden. I am proud to discuss this wide array of robust programming that we have for our exceptional students. We have 3 programs this year. Our first is our Summer Academy. This runs for students pre-K through grade 12. It offers all students with IEPs and preschool students our opportunities in targeted instruction, related services, and recovery services in area of need. This includes literacy, math, language, fine motor, and social and coping skills. Our second program is our intensive reading program. This is for students that are from young 5 through 12, and will focus on individualized interventions based on reading assessments performed for each student. Students will be grouped into classes based on similar reading needs. Teachers will help identify student strengths and areas of need and identify interventions to target those specific needs. And then our final program is our extended school year, also known as ESY. This is grades pre-K through 12, and the services are offered to students with IEPs who are found eligible for services based on criteria that has been set by the Michigan Department of Education. Next, Ms. Sarah Pope will talk to us about these programs a little bit more specifically.
Thank you, Dr. Fedishin. Summer Academy runs June 28th through July 9th, so 5 weeks. It is Monday through Thursday. As said in the above slide, it is open enrollment to all students with IEPs, as well as all preschool students. We have in-person option or remote option. There's an AM session from 9 a.m. until 10:30. This is offered as an in-person or a remote option. The PM session is remote only from 1 to 2:30. This looks a little bit different in the preschool level. Preschool is in person from 9 to 12. They have a 3-hour block to make it more of a school day feeling as students prepare to move up into elementary years. We have a parent orientation, which will be virtual on June 24th from 6 to 7 p.m. And the very top bullet, which I should have probably said first, the Super 6 will be implemented with fidelity. The next program was the intensive reading program. This is a new reading program this summer. Previous years, we have had other reading experience programs. This program I personally really like because it's giving a variety of tools for teachers to use to target goals with students. The Super 6 will be implemented with fidelity. These sessions run in 3 different times, 8 to 9:30 and 10 to 11:30. Those 2 options are in person or remote. The PM session is similar to Summer Academy, where it runs 1 p.m. to 2:30. This mirrors Summer Academy in the sense that it is 5 weeks, Monday through Thursday. The parent orientation for this program is on June 23rd from 6 to 7 and will also be virtual. And the last program is the extended school year program. Again, we are running this for 5 weeks, same dates, the June 28th through July 29th. So all SISS programs run those same 5 weeks. This, again, is an IEP team decision based on criteria met through MDE. And the student day is from 9 to 12. This will have an in-person or remote option as well, with a parent orientation on June 23rd from 6 to 7. And transportation is provided for the extended school year program.
As you can see, again, we're very proud of the offerings that we have. When we look at some of the programming that we'll have for each of these opportunities, intensive reading will encompass criteria based upon NWEA scores, SRI, information, building level assessments, and also teacher recommendation. It is referral only, and the deadline for referral from our staff is tomorrow, which is May 7th already. Our Summer Academy is all preschool age students and students with IEPs. It is an open registration that has begun on April 26th. And lastly, but no mean least, is our extended school year program. Again, it is criteria based upon the Michigan Department of Education and an IEP team decision. That referral deadline, too, is tomorrow of May 7th.
Thank you all so much for that overview. It's a whirlwind and there's a lot of information out there, but we would like to show you where you can find all of this very quickly. So Kevin Carr and I are going to take you into the website and we will show you where to register and how to register. And then I know there are wonderful questions in the chat and in the Q&A, I should say, right now. So we're going to get to those in just 1 second. Mm-hmm. So folks, if you go to a2schools.org/summer, you are going to see our landing page for every single program we mentioned tonight. And we will go ahead and just click into the elementary program so you can get familiar with the way this works. You would select your program, generally open to all elementary students through 4th grade. That's our elementary remote learning. So I'll click on that. And anyone wishing to enroll should click here. There's a button very clearly available to you. You'll see a program description on every single one of these pages, including all the dates that you're looking for. So we probably should have said up front, you didn't have to frantically write things down because it is all right here for you, including the times. And again, another place to click at the bottom to go ahead and register. We're really excited about all of these programs, and we want you to know that registration is open for all of the programs right now. So once again, it's a2schools.org/summer, or you can just go to our website and type summer in the search box and it'll take you right there. We look forward to serving as many students as enroll. So thank you so much for bearing with us during our presentation. And each of us is here now, Mr. Cluley, to answer any questions that our community may have.
Yes, we've already got a few questions. Our first one, what is the criteria to be selected for the adventure program? Is it only for top students? Like, what percentage of students can be selected for this program?
That's a great question that we've had a couple times previous. And so let's answer that one. The summer adventure games criteria for selection is based on student need. And so the students who have received invitations are those who, generally speaking, are needing it based on the academic criteria that's being used, which includes NWEA scores, report card outcomes, and we've also consulted with buildings and teachers specifically about those. In that program, which is the InPerson elementary summer program, we had a limited number of spaces to offer. And so, it's one of those situations where the invitations went to the most needy students. But the really good news is the very same curriculum from summer adventure games is used in remote learning adventures, and that program is open to all students. It is remote, but it's also a really high quality option. And of course, there's the new asynchronous summer success program available to all elementary age students as well.
Thank you, Mr. Carr. The next question is, can students participate in more than one program?
I think it is a question that does come up, and I'll start the answer, and maybe somebody else would like to tag in. The intent is that we have a program that's available for every student that needs one this summer. And so at least for the elementary versions of the programs, the intent is to choose one that is the best fit and make sure that we've got something that can be for everyone. And so, Dawn, I don't know if you want to tag on to that or someone else.
Well, I think that I would just add, Kevin, that some of the specialized programs, like yes, our special education offerings, might be a fit for students who may register for both that and maybe one of those open and general enrollment programs. So we do want to encourage that. And I very much appreciate having the general enrollment programs open to students now. I could absolutely see a student, for example, taking an A2 virtual class at high school and maybe also working on credit recovery. So there are plenty of avenues there to fit, as Kevin has shared, to fit the needs of our students. And that's by design. So,
yep.
And what about specifically for an elementary student? Could they do both the Summer Learning Institute Adventure Games and the A2VE Virtual Summer Success Program?
That's a lot of summer.
It's a lot of summer.
That's a whole lot of summer. I suppose they could. Those programs are designed to keep students pretty busy in their learning all summer. So, we would encourage us to also make sure that our students are having an opportunity, of course, to enjoy summer. But yes, the bottom line is yes, they could.
Okay. Next question. Thanks for hosting this session. I'd hope to see a much more robust program for middle school be available to rising fifth graders. The current offerings look very much like a typical year's program, while this past year has been a great deal more challenging. Why is there not more being offered for children specifically as they make that transition from fifth grade up into sixth grade?
Yeah, I know Ms. Newing would love to answer that question. I'm going to hand off to you, I promise, in just 1 second. But I do need to correct something there. The design of the program last year was for the purpose of helping students to make up ground. And it was designed specifically after, you'll recall, we were out of school during that COVID closure way back in March. So I don't want folks to think this is a typical summer program at all. It is a very engaging and program designed for students to not just learn concepts, but to engage in critical problem solving and thinking. So we're proud of them. And the design of having 4 weeks is to provide that robust experience. The challenges are different. So we do encourage that folks give it a try and see how students do engaging. I can tell you that last year, and so could Ms. Newing, she could share with you that students who thought they were only going to do 1 week ended up signing up for weeks 2, 3, and 4 afterwards. So Angela, anything you would like to add?
Only thing that I would add is that we have identified the foundational and key standards that students need to reinforce in those areas of literacy and mathematics. And so there is a robust program that we have built this summer, and we're looking forward to our students coming and learning from us this summer.
I would just jump in there if it's all right. I really appreciate the question, and I have heard this from parents, and I just want to share that don't be tricked by how fun the challenges look. I have tried myself to do some of the challenges, and there's a lot of heavy lifting, critical thinking, skills, analysis, and synthesis inside of those really creative challenges. So I do know that parents, some folks are really wanting to see the textbook and to see, perhaps that traditional piece, but don't underestimate. This has really the weight and the lift that we all want for our students to ensure that they're flexing and building those academic skill muscles. And I just give a shout out to this team because you made them look really fun and engaging, and they are. But I know there's weight to them as well. So anyway.
The next question is about the deadlines for enrollment. I'm guessing probably particularly those ones that the deadline is fast approaching, meaning tomorrow. Is there any chance of an extension on any of these deadlines?
I think the deadlines that Dr. Fedician was referring to were for the referral programs, the invitation programs based on the data that she mentioned. So the general and open enrollment programs, including Summer Academy, are still wide open, and they will remain so. Dr. Fedician, did you want to add more?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that those deadlines are really based upon our next step for those students is doing assessments. As we mentioned in the introduction to, for example, our intensive reading program, once we have a list of those students that will be involved, our team's next step is spending some time over the next several weeks conducting assessments, accumulating additional data from this year so that we can match those students with appropriate goals and appropriate instructional strategies to support them in the best manner possible for this summer.
I would just add that if parents are worried about a deadline, just reach out by email and Dawn, help them to know where they could email if they just have a question about a deadline. I know folks have too much going on right now, so.
Happy to. You will see on each of the program sites, you're going to see the name of the summer school principal and an email for each of those programs. So all you need to do is find the program you're interested in, and you can find the email right there at the bottom.
Okay. Our next question is about transportation. My daughter registered at the summer school program at MAC, or Ann Arbor Open. We live far from the school. She's a kindergartner at Allen School. Is it going to be possible to get bus transportation?
So for that program, that is the program that is Summer Adventure Games. Transportation will be offered. We're compiling the list of students attending, and we'll be scheduling bus routes soon. So if your daughter is at Allen and she needs a ride on the bus, she will have one.
Excellent.
Kevin, do they need to do anything to access that ride?
Yeah, so no, they actually don't. They've actually done it already as part of the registration process. There's been an indication that bus would be needed or transportation would be needed. But if anything changes where you said no previously and now you need it, you just need to email the summer school principals and we will take care of it for you.
That's great.
Our next question. My teacher referred my son for adventure games, but I did not receive an invite. What percentage of students were actually invited compared to those referred by teachers, and how many spots were available?
So that's a great question. 500 invitations were issued out based on the data that we had. And so what we did is, and so I don't actually have the percentages that is being asked, but 500 invitations were offered out. And then we have some of our families did not want to have an in-person option. So that's been accommodated, and we have a remote option. But clearly we had lots of interest in that in-person program. We maximized it to the extent that we could. And then we've got the other programs that are remote, and those are a fit for any student this summer. I want to acknowledge that there is an interest clearly in our community for that in-person learning, and we maximize that to the best we could for this summer in the summer adventure games.
Okay, our next question actually goes the exact opposite way. It's asking about asynchronous sessions. Is it possible to register for the asynchronous sessions of the Summer Academy while spending the summer overseas, not in the US? Or is it a better option to join the virtual summer success program?
Yeah, I think if you don't mind, team, I'll take a crack at that great question. So we have many families enrolled now in the A2VE or the A2 virtual elementary program because it is asynchronous. And so it's accessible even if you're on a different time zone. So for folks who are traveling, we just want to encourage them to take advantage of that program. The other programs that are available at the elementary level are synchronous, and so they're offered at a specific time. So you'd need to log on at the time those lessons are delivered each day of the program. So really, if you're traveling and you need that flexibility, we recommend A2VE. Anything our team would like to add to that? Okay.
I would just ask if someone would add to that answer about being referred but not getting the invitation for adventure games. Is there another possible program for that, for a student who could be in that category of maybe not getting the invitation and they wanted to be a part of a summer learning program?
Thank you, Dr. Swift. If it's an elementary student, that would be a perfect fit for the remote learning expeditions. And as we mentioned, that utilizes the same curriculum, and parents would have the option of choosing AM or PM session.
Thank you.
Adding to what Sarah said, the A2 Virtual Summer Success Program is another good fit.
Thank you so much.
Next question, is any musical program available for first grade kids? It doesn't look like there's one for kids that young.
I'm going to let our summer school principals at elementary talk about that.
Thank you for that question. I encourage your child to sign up for our remote learning expeditions program, as there is music offered as specials learning area is included in that program. Thank you.
Our next question, is there a math intensive? My student hasn't put all his math pieces together yet.
So the reason there's hesitation is because math is in many of the programs, and we're not sure which grade level or area to speak to, but you've heard a number of programs. Math is a part of the summer challenges at middle level. It's part of the adventure games, the remote. At elementary, it's part of the AYD program that Kevin Carr spoke to. So you're going to see math throughout. Maybe if that person is still participating, they can clarify a level and we can share a little more specificity. That would be wonderful.
Okay, we have a couple of questions tied to the high school summer classes. First of all, they took from the presentation that in-person high school summer school is only for credit recovery. Can a ninth grader take personal fitness for the first time in person this summer, or must they take the A2 virtual version? And secondly, what is the timeline to confirm enrollment and no morning versus afternoon session enrollment?
Can take those. So in terms of personal fitness, we're going to be offering a face-to-face option in our high school summer school, so students could take that as initial credit. The reason we don't encourage initial credit is that our summer school classes are based on content that students typically struggle with. It may not be the entire course in 5 weeks, whereas A2 Virtual is the entire course for our content area pieces. So that's why we would have a student take that for initial credit, but physical education is fine, and students have done that and been successful. The second question about a timeline, we build our master schedule based off registration. So we have to wait for more students to register so we can figure out what runs in AM and PM. And we do our best to make sure that all students have the classes that they're looking for. It's just going to be a little bit closer to the time of summer school starting. I would say about 10 days before you'll hear where you are. Was there another part to that, Andrew?
No, I think you got that, although I do have another one to follow up on it. Do all high school programs start June 28th?
The high school program starts June 29th. That first day is a meeting between each teacher and each student. And we did that last summer, partially because it was our first virtual go around, but just to make sure that students were aware of content, process, and a connection with the teacher. We'll do that on the 29th, and then the in-person portion will start June 30th till July 30th.
Okay, and we do now have a follow-up on your earlier question about the health course. If it's not credit recovery for a community high school student, can any student take it?
Yes. That's the shortest answer of the night right there. Yes, they can.
One of the things, Mike, I thought it might be helpful for folks to understand is how many hours it takes to complete an A2V course. Mm-hmm. I know that folks are anxious to really flex those academic muscles following this year we've had. And yet it is good to kind of know the number of expected hours. And you always surprise me with those numbers. So will you help us with that?
Yeah. Sure. The A2 virtual classes are between 4 and 5 hours a week in terms of work for a student. Our regular summer school, high school courses are done mostly in class, very little homework outside of the classroom. One of the other differences between the two is the amount of support by a teacher. An A2 virtual course is really student driven and done at your own pace, whereas our high school summer school courses have a lot more in the way of supports from caring adults. Does that answer completely the question?
Yes, thank you.
Our next question, what's the urgency on signing up for these programs? Obviously, a couple of them have deadlines tomorrow, but is it expected that they're going to fill up? Should parents be signing their kids up if they're at all interested?
Yeah, I'll share a little bit about that. We do encourage folks to enroll early. It helps quite a lot with our planning so that we can match teachers to students in our programs. We have a number of incredible and amazing AAPS teachers who have signed on to teach this summer because they know that students need this opportunity. But we also know that if demand reaches a certain point, we may not be able to offer to everybody. I will just let the community know, last year, we didn't turn a single person away. And That's our goal is the same this summer, that we will find a space for every single student who would like to. But we do encourage folks to enroll early because if the demand exceeds what we're planning, we may have to. That's just the reality. So please do get in and register is our ask.
Thank you, Ms. Linden. This parent's interested in registering their student for the asynchronous A2 virtual elementary program, but they're going to be away for part of the 6 weeks. Is it okay to sign up if the student will only be in town working on it for, say, 3 to 4 of those 6 weeks?
Well, I would just say the beauty of A2 virtual elementary is that you can work on it from anywhere. So I wouldn't shy away from registering if you're planning to travel because you think you might miss a week, because that week of lessons will just be waiting there for you when you return or when you're able to get back to the computer and to access those. So please don't let that stop you from registering.
Okay. Our next question, just a follow-up. Enrollment is closing only for the 2 referral programs on May 7th. Is that correct? All other programs are not, no enrollment is not shutting down tomorrow.
That's right.
Correct.
Excellent. Next question. Who is the main go-to person to ask questions for a 9th grader with an IEP?
Sure, I'll take that, Andrew. Thank you. So I would always start with your child's case manager or classroom teacher. So that would be the first place that I would go. That individual is well versed in the programming and should have no problem answering and helping you navigate to what course or what program would be in the best interest of your child and their particular needs. However, absent that, As Ms. Linden pointed out, when you go to those summer school pages, there are contact names of individuals who are overseeing those programs and an email address associated with each of those programs. So you're welcome to reach out to one or all of those, and one of the individuals will help direct you to, again, both the best program fit and then also the best course fit for your student.
Can I add one piece to that before you go, Andrew? I'm sorry. At the high school level, we have supports for special ed students and IEPs. We have a phenomenal group of TCs who work to implement those during summer. We also, another question was about ninth grade, but in our middle school challenges have very robust supports along those same lines. So students will be highly successful regardless of what supports they need across. And really what we've done is built an MTSS, like a tiered support structure for students through all of our programs.
This next question is actually, I think, technically for me. When and how will there be access to recording of this meeting? And our goal is to turn around and have this recording available so that it can be in the weekly update that we'll send out tomorrow afternoon. And we'll also put it right on the a2schools.org/summer page, where there currently is the link to the invite to this meeting. So we definitely want to make sure that people will have access. If you missed the question, didn't get to hear the beginning of the presentation, or maybe you want to share it with your friends, we are going to make sure that people have the opportunity to see this again in the future.
Andrew, I just want to share how much I appreciate everyone who's taken their time to join us this evening. I know this COVID spring, and certainly we're so hopeful about so many signs that we're seeing around us. But this time is still a really hard time. Folks are very, very busy. So thank you for taking your time to join us. I want to reiterate Ms. Linden's message. We are going to do everything we can to serve every child in this Ann Arbor Public Schools community. I just want to give a shout out to every teacher that has raised their hand and is stepping up alongside these leaders to make sure that we can continue learning throughout this summer. You know, last summer we had around 5,000 students enroll, and we are looking forward to as big of a summer this summer, or potentially even bigger. That will bridge us right into a full back to school in fall of 2021. So we are very excited to have a good, solid summer and a strong back to school in the fall. Thank you all for joining us. And Mr. Cluley, I'm not trying to get in your way. I know you've got business housekeeping you want to. Have we heard from every panelist?
We've heard from all I have no other questions to ask at this time. So I guess we will probably wrap it up. Thank you all for attending. And
thank you.
If obviously as I said, we'll have this up in tomorrow's weekly updates, so that if you missed part of it, you can watch it then.
Very good. Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you to this amazing team of leaders.
Great job.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Have a good evening.